for the Tin Man. And it's your boy Icon with a DC animated television review, Max review, for you going over this. I was about to call the Suicide Squad, going over the Creature Commandos. And before we get started, hit the notification bell, like and or subscribe, because this was a quick one. So they're doing this Arrow style where they were giving us like the current day Oliver Queen storyline, but they were also giving us flashbacks to the stuff that he did on the island for 5 years. They're copying that same format because instead of giving us episodes, like a specific episode dedicated to a specific character, they're giving us flashbacks during the actual episode of the current events that's going on. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I actually like the fact that they're doing that. So the last one was about the bride. This time it's about G.I. Robot. And just to get this out of the way, he was created in the 40s to kill the Nazis, and he was a murderous robot. Like, the James Gunn universe has no chill. I'm talking about there's blood being spilled, guts is coming out. Like, there was even a moment where the princess got ran up on. Then one guy was like, hey, before we get rid of her, let's have some fun with her. And I was just like, okay. So there is no chill whatsoever. Like, it's like, I almost feel like this is too real, you know what I'm saying? Because these are things that happen, like the stuff that's happening so far in the show. These are things that happen in real life. And I like the fact that we're not being scared to talk about, you know, the bad parts of humanity, that, you know, the bad parts about things that happen in real life. So like I said, if we get an R-rated DC universe, like, sign me up, because I love that shit. So, you know, but like I said, but he was created, you know, he fought the Nazis, whatever. He helped win. Cheers for the Tin Man and all. But over the course of time, they basically, like, again, especially after the U.S. won the wars, his purpose was no longer really, you know, like, in high demand. And because he only had one objective, which was to get rid of Nazis, he doesn't really have social characteristics to exist. So they put him in the hands of a scientist that basically studied him, took all the good stuff out to build something else, and then he discarded him. And then he just got passed over throughout the course of time. And then some random dude found him at a junk shop. He bought him and brought him home. The gentleman who brought him home, you know, he lived with that gentleman for a while. I guess, you know, like, he thought he was a general or something, but, you know, he lived with that guy for a while. And then the guy took him to meet his friends because he said that he could help him with the cause. He brought him basically to, we'll just call it a good old boys rally. He brought him to one of those places. And when they were about to have their meeting, and their flag was being, you know, like, shown above the podium, the flag looked basically just like the Nazi flag. And when G.I. Robot saw that, he was like, oh, these are Nazis. And he proceeded to gun down every single person that was in the room. Now, here's the part that was some bullshit. Because after he unearthed all 32 of these people, he got arrested. And I'm like, first of all, let's just get this out the way. How do you arrest a robot? Then they put the robot on trial. And not only did they put the robot on trial, they sentenced him to prison for, you know, for offing all 32 of those people. How did this happen? Like, how does a robot end up in prison? So I guess it's pretty obvious that while he was, and then it's like he's in prison, so it's not like he's not getting 3 square meals a day and nobody brings him food or anything. He doesn't get visitors. And I thought we were going to find out that G.I. Robot was a human soldier, where they took his brain out and put it inside the robot. No, it's just a straight up robot. So the fact that you put a straight up robot in prison, it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars, first of all. And then he just sat there for all eternity collecting dust because, again, who's coming to visit a robot in prison? So we can only imagine that eventually, I guess when Amanda Waller found out that the robot was in prison, she took the robot out of prison and then signed him up, cleaned him up or whatever, and decided to bring him up, you know, for the cause of the Creature Commandos. So now fast forward to present day. In our last episode, the ladies got run up on by Cersei. They took Nina upstairs, stripped her butt naked and threw her in the tub. I don't understand why. And what's even more peculiar about it, not only did they put her in the tub, they put barbed wire over the tub to make sure that she couldn't get out. And unless this was electrical like, maybe I missed that. Unless this was electrical wired bob wire, I don't understand why she couldn't get out of the tub. I was very surprised. I was very shocked as to why she couldn't get out of the tub. Because G.I. Robot just went upstairs, took the took the the wiring off the tub, and then that was kind of it. So I'm like, unless she was just embarrassed about being butt naked, I don't understand why she couldn't get out of the tub. But anyway, so then they rescue the bride, and I said this in the last review. The whole purpose of them leaving them alive or tying the bride up, they were trying to get Flag and the gang to come to them. So as Flag and the gang is on their way to to save the other creature commandos, Cersei and the sons of Themyscira, they're on their way to go get the princess, because this whole objective is to still erase the princess. So they get to when the creature commandos realize this, like, oh shit, we've been had, everybody makes their way back to the castle. They get back to the castle, this big fight happens, and then this is where he gets the genius idea. And I don't know why he didn't think about this sooner. When when G.I. Robot comes up to the general and he goes, General Flag, because they were fighting the sons of Themyscira. He's like, General Flag, are these Nazis? And then General Flag is like, yep. He's like, yep, they're all Nazis. Gun them down, do what you got to do. And I was just like, bro, you should have thought of this at like episode 1. So then G.I. Robot goes into action. He switches into battle mode and he proceeds to mow the lawn, and eliminate the sons of Themyscira. And this is another thing, because I keep saying this. Out of all the creature commandos, the one person whose backstory I'm looking forward to the most is Nina, because of her personality and her soft, caring nature. I don't understand how she ended up on this team and how she even got arrested to begin with. But what makes it worse, and this is even more of a reason why I need to know why she's on this team, the girl can't fight. Like, every single time there's a battle, she ducks and hides. Like, she's under the table. She's fleeing for her life. She's cowering in fear. And because there was even a point when the battle was happening, somebody was just like, get in there. And she was like, and do what? You know what I'm saying? So I need to know why she's here, because she has no, aside from her being a kind soul, she has no purpose on the show whatsoever. I mean, until the day where she stands up after being in the tub, I don't understand what we're waiting for. Like, what are we waiting for with her specifically? Like, what is her dark secret? What is the big dark reveal? Because obviously she had to do something, and judging by how she is, I'm pretty sure what she did was probably an accident anyway. And speaking of accidents, I saw the coming attractions for episode 4, where the character that we're going to focus on in episode 4 is the backstory of the Weasel. And just based on the coming attractions, I'm just going to call this right now before it even gets said. Basically, what happened to the Weasel was there was a group of children that was on a playground together. There was a predator who was hiding in the bushes ready to prey on these young ones. The Weasel basically stopped the predator, and a fire happened somehow where the park was on fire. The Weasel was trying to bring these kids to safety, and then when the cops and everybody showed up, they assumed that the Weasel was the one who killed the children. But based on how the James Gunn universe is going so far, we're going to find out that the man who was hiding in the bushes was responsible for harming those kids, and they just blamed it on the Weasel. So it's like, Jesus Christ, like, even the Weasel's like innocent, like, in all this. So anyway, that's my prediction for next week's episode based on what I saw. So like I said, so G.I. Robot, he's doing the damn thing. Everybody's fighting. Cersei actually goes upstairs, to go after the princess. The princess held it down with her firearm. She was able to actually take out some of them sons bitches. But then when she fought Cersei like knocked her around a little bit. And then when the princess was like, anything you want, I'll give it to you. And then she was like, good, because what I want is you dead. And then when she said that, the Weasel came upstairs, attacked her. And then while the Weasel was attacking Cersei, then the doctor, like the radiation doctor, showed up. He put his hand on her face and basically burnt her face. And after he burnt her face, she was defeated, and they didn't put her in handcuffs. They just left her on the floor. The sons of Themyscira have been eliminated. And then after she was defeated, G.I. Robot, he was dismantled because Cersei blew up G.I. Robot after he had gunned down the sons of Themyscira. So she blew up the robot. And then Nina, she tried to speak to him. And then he was like, friend Nina, we took out the Nazis. Cheers to the Tin Man. And then, he shut off. And then she started crying. And then Cersei said, you don't know what you've done, because saving that girl will doom the world. And that's how the episode ended. Thank you for tuning in. So I don't understand. See, I'm going to assume that G.I. Robot is gone from the team. He's been eliminated from the team. He's no longer going to be on the team. Because the thing about it is, if they bring him back, if it turns out that they bring him back to Amanda Waller and Amanda Waller's team puts him back together, he better not come back as the same robot, because it would be incredibly stupid for you to rebuild him as the same with the technology that Argus has at its disposal today. We should get a new and improved GI robot by the end of the season where he looks better, his brain thinks better, and he's more of a soldier. Either that or just get rid of him altogether and let's just move on to the next creature, because I feel like Frankenstein's monster is going to join the team at some point before we get to the finale. But share your questions, comments, and concerns down below. Let's continue to talk about it. What do you think about the rated R aspect of the show so far? The fact that we're going all in, like no fucks given. There's no chill whatsoever with the Creature Commandos. We're going all in, balls deep. Like, share your questions, comments, and concerns about what do you think about that. What do you think about the series so far? And let's continue to talk about it. So check me out on social media. You can check me out on X, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube, where you can leave your questions, comments, and concerns. Because I said I got my review for WWE Saturday night's main event for all you wrestling fans. And like I said, right now we're doing Creature Commandos. We'll continue Creature Commandos until we get Marvel's What If, and then when we get that Peacemaker. So that was it, everybody. So till next time for episode 4 of Creature Commandos. Cheers to the Tin Man, and we're out this bitch.